Hey guys, Toddtronics here. Now I'm making this video as an announcement for something really cool that I have decided to do this year. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that last year I participated with Retro Handhelds in doing a big giveaway for basically their Discord, which is kind of like our whole community, where, you know, people could win some handhelds, and it was really cool. But the behind the scenes sentiment was that we really eventually wanted to try to do something that was more directly in line with working with a charity. And so I had been kind of mowing over the different charities that existed, and it wasn't until I actually came in contact with my buddy Czar, who runs an annual hot dog cart at TwitchCon, where he basically sells hot dogs and different prizes and things like that, and he raises money for a particular charity that when he told me about, I was like, man, this is perfect. I wish I would have known about it last year. Unfortunately, I didn't, but that doesn't mean that, you know, we can't do something this year. And so I reached out to a couple of my buddies. I reached out to ETA Prime. I reached out to Russ from Retro Game Core and a few others. And we've all decided to pitch in some different handhelds and different gaming related kind of accessories and things. And we're trying to figure out how we could use these devices in order to kind of fund this charity that I'm going to talk about here in a minute. And so I kind of came up with this idea that I would do like a whatnot auction, and we would auction off all these items that were donated, and everything that we raise from that auction would then go directly towards the charity that I'm about to mention. And so everybody was settled that that was a good idea. And so I'm waiting on some shipments of things to get in. And as these things do arrive, I'll be making sure that I, you know, post pictures and videos and stuff like that in order for people to kind of get excited and see what's going to be available in the auction. And this is kind of like a twofold good thing that we can do here because, you know, hopefully the goal with the auction is that people get a good deal when they're buying these things, because it's not like I'm listing them for full price. We might have starting bids somewhere around the middle of where things should be, but I mean, it's up to kind of whatever happens in the auction for, you know, what ends up being what people pay for these things. If people want to pay, you know, the used going price, then that's awesome because that's just more money for the charity. But if people, you know, end up getting a good deal, then that's awesome as well because it's just, you know, people in the community getting a good deal. So I'm cool with all of that either way. But I did want to dive into the charity. So the charity is called Gamers Outreach, and it's a really cool charity. Basically what this company does is they take your dollars that you send them and they build these like gaming carts. And these gaming carts go into hospitals for kids that are sick, because sometimes, you know, depending on what's going on, maybe you need, you know, an organ transplant or you're undergoing chemotherapy. A lot of the time when those things are happening, you are immunosuppressed, which means you can't always have a ton of visitors and things like that, because if they got you sick, it could be really bad. Or it's just kids that are in the hospital for a long time and they're just super bummed. Now, originally my plan was to like find a way to like box up all these different handhelds that I would be sent, as well as my own handhelds that I was donating, and then just like give them to the children. But that's a really complicated thing with way too many moving parts. I don't think I can just show up to a bunch of hospitals like, hey, you have any long-term sick kids? And so this charity really works out well. And I found out about this charity from my buddy Czar. He does an annual hot dog stand at TwitchCon, which is really cool. And all of the money that they raise at the hot dog stand goes directly to this charity. And so when he told me about this, I was like, man, I really wish I would have known about this, you know, a year prior, because we'd been kind of looking for something that fits our community to use for, you know, a charitable event. So it's going to be, again, November 29th. It's a Saturday. It's going to be the Saturday after Black Friday. The exact time is still kind of up in the air, because if I end up getting a lot of donations in, I may need to start it earlier in the day in order to get through all of it. So I'm going to play it by ear. I did try to record this video once before and it did not get pushed out very far into the algorithm for whatever reason. And one of those things that I might have been, you know, suspicious of is the fact that I had a link to the whatnot down in the description. So I'm not going to do that this time in the video. I'll have it posted on my socials. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, it's the same, you know, handle. It's Toddtronics. Or if you just search Toddtronics over on whatnot, then you'll get, you know, my account, same face and everything like that. And that way you know that it's legit. But this is just a really exciting thing. So I want to say thank you to everybody that's sending stuff out. I know that there's going to be a few more people that are sending things in. So hopefully we have a good turnout. these carts are pretty expensive from what I understand from my buddy Czar. I think, you know, I don't know if it's because it has to be like hospital grade tech stuff that they can like fully sanitize and stuff like that. But each cart comes out to around $2,000. So if we can somehow get in the ballpark of that area and even just purchase one cart with our contributions with our community, that would be super fantastic. So that's kind of the goal for me here. I just wanted to make this video as like a quick announcement. So if you clicked on this video, you know, make sure you check out the auction. I'm gonna work together also to have some prizes. So, you know, there'll be some things that if you already bought something, it'll then make you automatically eligible to win like so the way that Whatnot works essentially is like there's giveaways you can do for people that just follow, and maybe we'll have some fun little cheaper things for that. But then you can actually have a giveaway ran specifically for people that have participated by buying. And so we'll work on having some prizes for that as well. So maybe you buy a handheld and get a sick deal, and then you win something else that's super awesome just as like a freebie. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry it's been a bit since I have been uploading videos. I have been super sick the last 3 weeks. I also started a new full-time job working in video, and we have a lot of big events going on. So I have just been completely drained and did not want to stare into a camera lens whatsoever. But I'm finally getting back into the swing of things. I'm really excited to start making some videos and have some cool things planned, like this auction. But if you guys have any questions, make sure you comment down below. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because we are going to have some really fun things coming up in the new year specifically. So thank you guys so much for watching.